Picture the most boring building on your street. Not a startup, not a tech campus, not a co-working space with a neon sign. The laundromat, the storage unit place, the little pest control van parked outside a house at 8 a.m. You probably drive past these places without looking twice. Most people do. That's exactly the point. 47% of millionaires built their wealth by owning a business. But here's what nobody tells you. Most of those businesses are not exciting. They are not apps. They are not brands. They are not anything you would ever post about on LinkedIn. They are services people need every single week, quietly compounding cash flow while everyone else chases the next big thing. This is the story of Harry. At 32, his net worth was a paid-off hatchback and $863 in a savings account. At 38, he was a millionaire. No viral moment. No lucky investment. No pitch deck. Just 6 years of owning things most people consider too dull to bother with. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what he did and why dull was never the problem. It was the strategy. Harry was not unlucky. He was not underpaid. He was not missing some secret. He was an operations coordinator at a logistics company. $3,419 a month after tax. Stable. Predictable. Going nowhere fast. He had tried the exciting routes before. A drop-shipping store that topped out at $97 profit before dying quietly. A crypto phase that turned $1,500 into $412. A clothing brand that left him with 3 boxes of unsold hoodies in his hallway. Every single attempt had the same fingerprint. Big hype, no predictable cash, complicated funnels, uncertain timelines. One night on a late bus home, Harry was scrolling. He stumbled onto a summary of a book called The Millionaire Next Door. The part that stopped him was almost insulting in its simplicity. Most real millionaires run what the authors called dull, normal businesses. Repair companies, local services, things people use again and again without thinking about it. He had been chasing clever branding, clever niches, clever angles. Here was a book saying, be the boring owner of a necessary service, and let time do the rest. He decided to treat that not as a quote, but as an experiment on his own life. Over the next 12 months, he went down a rabbit hole. He followed threads in entrepreneur communities. He looked at listings for small local businesses for sale. He noticed the same business types kept surfacing in millionaire stories. Not glamorous, not complicated, just relentless. Business 1. Laundromats. Harry almost dismissed this immediately. His exact thought, who even uses those anymore? Then he looked up the numbers. Urban areas packed with renters. People without in-unit machines. Families using laundromats for large bedding even when they own a washer. What mattered was not the romance. It was the pattern. Every single week, people need clean clothes. They pay in small chunks. They come back without you reminding them. Harry found one 15 minutes from his apartment. The owner was late 50s, tired, ready to retire. Revenue steady. The place looked stuck in 1999. Sticker price, $198,000. Net income after all expenses, $4,200 a month. Harry did not have that cash, so he structured it like a boring millionaire would. He scraped together $27,000. Part came from selling the hatchback, part from a small line of credit. The owner financed the rest over 7 years. Month 1 as owner, $1,317 net after all costs. Barely a side income, but it was $1,317 that didn't require him to clock in more hours at his job. By month 6, after adding card readers, raising prices 23 cents per wash, and launching a simple monthly family pass, net cash flow, $2,189. Nothing explosive, but the direction was clear. Business 2. Vending routes. While upgrading the laundromat's payment systems, Harry kept noticing the same thing. The little snack machine near the door, the same chips and drinks moved first. Every single time. The laundromat wasn't just a laundry business. It was a captive audience business. He bought his first proper vending machine from a retiring operator for $2,371. Then picked up 3 more. Place them in a nearby warehouse, a quiet office lobby, and a car repair shop. Vending is painfully boring. You drive, you refill, you collect small bills, and you see the totals. That is exactly why it works. By month 12 of the vending route, the 4 machines cleared $2,413 a month in profit after product costs and fuel. Now Harry had 2 boring businesses feeding each other. Laundry brought foot traffic. Vending monetized waiting time. His logistics salary, $3,419 a month. His boring lane, now over $4,600 a month. And climbing. Business 3, self-storage. This one scared Harry the most. The numbers were bigger, but he kept reading the same observation in every investor write-up. Storage is built on one powerful psychological pattern. People do not like letting go of their stuff. Once boxes go into a unit, they keep paying rent for months, sometimes years. Even when they tell themselves, "I'll clear it out next month," that month rarely comes. Harry didn't jump straight into buying a big facility. Instead, he partnered. He met a small contractor who owned land behind an industrial park. The contractor wanted to build storage but hated operations. Harry loved operations and had cash flow from the other 2 businesses. Simple split. Harry funded 31% of the build and ran all day-to-day operations. The contractor contributed land and construction. By month 9, 18 of 24 units were filled at an average of $137 per month. Harry's share after debt service, $1,594 a month. Add that to the laundromat and vending route. His boring empire was now clearing over $6,000 a month after costs. More than his job. Something clicked. Harry didn't build all 6 boring business types, but he studied them all, and they kept confirming the same pattern. Business 4, car washes. You invest in equipment once, then volume does the heavy lifting. A simple 4-bay wash, correctly positioned, can generate $73,000 in annual net income from a service people decide on without thinking. Business 5, recurring service routes. Pest control, pool cleaning, lawn care. You sign one customer, they stay on a route. Revenue becomes predictable. One technician, one truck, 82 homes at $59 a month. That's $4,838 in gross monthly revenue. Business 6, property management. Not skyscrapers, not luxury, just being the bridge between everyday landlords and everyday tenants. 50 doors under management at $91 per door, $4,550 a month. And you don't own the properties. Harry realized something that changed how he thought about every business opportunity he'd ever seen. These 6 categories weren't random. They were all passing the same 3 invisible filters, whether the owners knew it or not. Filter 1. Customers pay you at least once a month without being chased. Laundry, storage, pest control, property management, vending in the right location, they all pass this test. They don't tie into impulse. They tie into habits. Groceries get dirty. Houses collect bugs. Tenants stay. The money arrives because life continues. Filter 2. The customer's decision is low drama. No one calls a family meeting to decide on a $12 car wash or a $1.79 snack from a vending machine. The price is small enough to slide under the emotional radar. That makes your income more stable. Not because of loyalty, because of indifference. They don't think about stopping because they don't think about it at all. Filter 3. Over time, you can own or control the underlying asset. The washers and dryers. The storage units and the land beneath them. The car wash bays. The vending machines and routes. This is what separates Harry's boring businesses from a job. A job pays you for your time. These businesses pay you for what you own. And what you own keeps growing in value while you sleep. Harry stopped asking, what business could go viral? He started asking, what boring business in my city already passes these 3 filters and has an owner who wants out? That single shift in question changed everything. Here is what most business content doesn't tell you about boring businesses. The beginning is deliberately unglamorous. Month 1 of the laundromat, $1,317. Month 1 of the vending route, modest. Month 9 of storage, still paying down debt. There was no day that felt like a turning point. That was the point. By year 3, something changed. Not in the businesses themselves. They were doing the same thing they'd always done. The math changed. The laundromat loan was paying down. The storage facility was approaching 90% occupancy. The vending route had found its best locations. The cash flow that once needed Harry's attention every week was starting to need it every month. Then barely at all. This is the moment that boring business owners describe the same way, no matter which category they're in. The income stops feeling like something you produce and starts feeling like something you receive. Not passive income in the fantasy sense. Real income from real assets. But income that doesn't require you to be present every time it arrives. At 38, Harry's picture looked like this. The laundromat loan nearly paid down. A new valuation put that business at around $341,000. His share of the storage facility after debt, about $127,000. The vending route, sold at a common multiple of earnings, could fetch around $89,000. Add retained earnings plowed into index funds. Add a practical home paid with boring cash flow. Net worth, over $1 million. At 38, he still wore the same type of jeans. He still drove a practical car. The people who knew him didn't see it. The businesses were not impressive to look at. The van was not a Ferrari. The laundromat was not a tech campus. That was always the invisible part. The thing that made it work. So what does this mean for you right now, tonight? First, you don't have to start at ownership. You can start by spending one quiet afternoon a week looking at real businesses for sale in your area. Not online stores. Not dropshipping. Physical or service businesses with years of history, existing customers, and predictable cash flow. Laundromats. Vending routes. Small storage lots. Pest control routes. Car washes. Property management firms. Run every listing through Harry's 3 questions. Do customers pay at least monthly? Is each individual decision low drama? Can you eventually own or control the key asset? If all 3 are yes, you are not looking at a boring business. You are looking at a machine someone else built that is now available to buy. If you want to know exactly how to find businesses like these in your area, what to look for, what to avoid, and how to evaluate cash flow before you buy anything, I put together a simple breakdown in the description. It's the same filter Harry used. No email required. Second, stop underestimating small cash flow. $1,317 from the laundromat didn't change Harry's life overnight, but it changed his direction. It proved that he could earn money without more hours at his job. Then he stacked $2,413 from vending. Then $1,594 from storage. Stacking boring is how the numbers become interesting. Third, accept that boring is a filter for you, not just for the business. Can you walk past a laundromat you own every Tuesday for 3 years without needing it to be exciting? Can you check a vending route dashboard on a Saturday morning and feel nothing except, good, numbers are fine? If yes, you are already ahead of most people who will ever read about this. Go back to that street from the beginning of this video. The laundromat, the storage place, the pest control van, the buildings you drive past without looking twice. They look exactly the same as they did 12 minutes ago. But now you know what they are. They are machines, built by people who decided that boring was not an obstacle. It was the entire strategy. 6 people on that street see the laundromat every day. 5 of them think, I should get my laundry done. 1 of them thinks, I wonder if that place is for sale. That's the only difference. And it was always available to everyone. Harry didn't get lucky. He got specific. He asked a different question, applied a simple filter, found boring things that already worked. And 6 years later, people called him lucky. They saw the numbers. They didn't see the Tuesday laundromat runs. They never do.